Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Megan. If you are new here, I'm so excited you're here. Please subscribe, leave me comments on what you want to see here, what kind of stuff you like. I have 3-year-old twins and a 4-month-old, and I like to kind of review products, give you some ideas of my favorite things, etc. So today I'm going to do my baby monitors. I have 2 different ones. I'm going to do them in 2 different videos so that you can kind of get an idea of what you might want to choose. I'm going to start with my twins monitor. So my twins have an Infant Optics DXR-8, and it is 3 years old at this point, and I just want to give you a review of it, tell you what I liked and didn't like, and so you can make a good choice. So I wrote down it's $165.99 on Amazon, and it comes with 1 camera. And I want to kind of walk you through it, tell you about it. So I'm going to walk upstairs while I talk and show you where I put it. We have moved this from downstairs to upstairs now, and it's been great. We love it. It comes with a separate lens. I'm not sure if it comes with it, but you can add it. But we have not used the panoramic wide angle lens. We just have the regular lens. So let me turn this around. So this is the camera part. We have it up on a little shelf that we bought. You can also go on Amazon and get a specific shelf for it, or you can mount it just like that on the wall. I guess it would be like that. But anyway, we have it here, which now I don't want to move it too much. But this camera can go side to side and up and down. When we had it downstairs in the twins' room, I was able to position it as such that I could see both cribs by panning it. So up and down, side to side. It's pretty simple. Has a little antenna on the back. This is to pair it with the actual monitor, so I don't want to touch that. But we have it here so we can kind of see the whole room. So when we had it in the downstairs bedroom with the 2 cribs, what I liked is that you could see both cribs. You cannot see both cribs at the same time. So the way my room was set up is, even when it's upstairs now, I can't see both kids at the same time. I have to scroll side to side to see both kids. So that's a con. A con is it's 1 camera, so it's not split screen because you would need 2 cameras, and you have to scan it side to side to see both kids. But that was okay with me, and it's worked. Now, you can buy a second camera for this monitor, which is nice. And I looked into that when we had our second baby. The problem is, if you buy a second camera, it is not split screen. It is, you can scroll from, I forget what the actual word they use, but you can scroll from one camera to the next, like scan from camera to camera manually, or you can set it to scan every 10 seconds. And I read some reviews, and some of the complaints were that every time it switched, it was waking people up because you could hear the different noise in the different room. Also, if it's on your twins and the baby's crying, you won't hear it till it scans back. So I didn't like that it wasn't constantly on one or the other, and you could only hear it when it jumped back and forth. And I didn't want a camera jumping back and forth all night. The other reason that I did not add a second camera to this monitor is because after 2 years, and I mean, honestly, 2 years is a long time for a camera to last. My kids are 3 and I still have one in their room. And that's basically because they're locked in from the outside because our stairs are kind of dangerous. So we need to be able to hear them ask for us and all that stuff. So I don't necessarily use it for the camera much anymore, really for the sound. But after 2 years, the battery died on the monitor. It doesn't even last at all. It can be plugged in all night long. I'll unplug it, bring it out to the living room, and it dies. So I bought a replacement battery off of Amazon, and it worked for a week, and it's back to dying again. So a big con is that once the battery dies, it has to be plugged in at all times. Now that, again, took 2 years. So my kids are no longer napping. I'm not going outside with the monitor anymore. So that's okay. And honestly, 2 years is a long time to have a monitor. The first 2 years, it was great. So let that be a con if you want it to be a con. If you're looking to buy a camera that you can use for another child as well, it's good. You have to be okay with the fact that when you add a second camera, it's not going to be split screen. It's going to scan from room to room to room to room. So you have to be okay with that. And that's something I wasn't really okay with. But let me show you the actual monitor part. So this is the monitor. I'm going to show you it plugged in because again, it dies. It is small, but I think now you can buy a bigger one, but this screen is pretty small. That's the twins' room. The light is off. They're not in there, but the light is off. And you can see it does have night vision, not as good as some of the newer cameras. But again, this is 3 years old. So the new one, the night vision may be better. This one may just be dying a little bit, but it's good enough. And if I want to go from one bed to the other, there's their door. I'll show you how far it scans. So there's pretty much, it almost goes like the whole way around. So there's their door. You can't hear when you're scanning, so, but the window, sister's bed, the opposite wall. So it will scan the entire room. So once you pick a good spot, you can see the entire room. So the scan is great. It also tilts, so I'll show you that. So let's focus on Keegan's bed. It will tilt all the way. There's my ceiling. And as far down as you need. So basically you pick a good spot and you can see the entire room. The only blind spots we have in this room are basically right under the camera, which it's impossible not to have that. You could probably mount it like above a doorway and not have those blind spots, but those are like our blind spots. It will show you the temperature in the room and if it's on night vision or not. And then you have a menu button, which gives you your volume. You can adjust the coloring. You can have the monitor turn off in 3 or 5 minutes, or you can leave it off. My husband leaves it off. I left it on all the time, but that's just us. You can zoom in, but the zoom is very grainy. So you can see there, it's pretty okay, and the zoom's grainy. So it's not enough that I can zoom in and like see if my children are breathing. You can have an alarm. I never use that. And then this is where you add a camera. So you add a camera and then you can scan and have it jump from camera to camera and then the alarm sound. So you can talk in it and they can hear me, and I use that feature a lot. So one thing I absolutely love about this monitor is this sound bar on the side. It's just a little LED and it lights up if there's noise in the room. So if we have the monitor off, we can tell if there's noise in the room because these will light up. And I think that is fantastic. So I just want to show you how it looks at night. My kid's actually in bed. So it has to be plugged in because like I said, the battery is dying. This is a dresser, but you can see my son kind of right there. So it's not like the clearest of pictures. And let me show you if I were to zoom in. It is very grainy. So again, I'm just not sure. I'll show you my daughter. I'm just not sure if it's because it's old or if this is how they are now. It's clear enough that I can see them. I can hear them if there's noise up there, but not necessarily like if you're looking to see if your kid's breathing and trying to see them moving up and down. The picture is not great enough. But again, it scans nice, and this is kind of like what I can see. So I just wanted you guys to be able to kind of see at night when I'm actually seeing of my kids on this one. So overall, the Infant Optics DXR-8 is a great monitor. I believe it's like #1 on Amazon. It was top of all the recommendation lists when I got it, and it's still great. 3 years later, it's still going strong. I could not take it outside when they were napping. If they were napping, I couldn't take it outside because of the battery, but I could probably call Infant Optics. I did get an off-brand battery. I could probably call Infant Optics and maybe replace it. But honestly, for $165, if that was something I was still going to do, I'd probably buy a new one, because 3 years is a pretty long time, I think, to expect of something like a baby monitor, mainly because the technology improves so quickly that my guess is the ones you buy today are even better than the one that I had. So 3 years and it's still going strong. My favorite part is the LED light up on the side so you can see when there's noise. So sometimes we're like, did they make noise? And you can look and see the LED light up on the side. I like that it scans the entire room. I like that you can move it around very easily. I like that you can talk to them in it, and it's pretty decent. The negative is Again, when I got it, I was much clearer. So I think, you know, it's just getting old. So take this with a grain of salt. But now it's hard for me to actually see the kids. The vision isn't that clear. But when I review the new one that I got for Bridget, which is a different brand, it's super duper clear. And I honestly think if I went out and bought a new DXR-8, it would probably be very clear too. So it's a super good monitor. It's inexpensive. If you're going to buy it to use in the future with 2 kids, you have to be okay with it just not being split screen and it's scanning and flipping from one room to the other constantly, or you having to manually flip it and not being able to see both rooms at the same time. So that is my biggest con. But you can add cameras to it, up to 4, I believe. And overall, it's just a really great monitor for a first-time mom. It is not Wi-Fi, so you will not be able to see your kid on your phone. If you leave your kid with a nanny or a babysitter or a mother-in-law, you cannot spy on them through this because it is literally only in your house. So also, when you leave your house, you're only going to get so much range around your house. But honestly, that's, you know, another thing to consider. But a great, great monitor. And let me know if you have this monitor or have it and how you like it. And this one's getting crabby, so I'll see you in the next video.